What? A blurred caliber video in 2025? It's impossible. I apologize for being away. Um, man, I took some personal time working on stuff in my personal life, working on stuff at my job, trying to elevate myself at my job, that type of stuff. So I really haven't had time to sit down and enjoy media the way in which I should. I think today was the first day I was able to sit down in a while, um, and watch something without being restless, which was Kaiju number 8. That was really really great. But for the most part, I've got to catch up on everything. I haven't watched Peacemaker yet. I only watched the first 3 episodes of Alien, so I think I'm like 2 episodes behind. And then like Gen V's about to start next week, man. Borderlands 4 comes out next week. We got to make some personal me time. For people that are part of the gaming channel, I've been sporadically uploading things on the gaming channel, but they don't have any of like the typical quality that I put forward over on this channel. Because they're more or less like, oh, let me talk about this right quick. But one thing I actually want to talk about was the Superman sequel, or the Superman not a sequel, in the form of Man of Tomorrow. So James Gunn came out the other day and he said that he's already working on the sequel to Superman, and it was titled Man of Tomorrow, and everybody raised their hands into the sky and we rejoiced together that our boy Superman was finally getting the sequel treatment after being denied sequels 2 times in a row over the last 20 years. However, right after that, he dropped a tweet from Alex Rumval. He asked him a question. I'm a little confused right now. Is the same movie you're talking about in the past the one where you said Superman had a major role but wasn't exactly a sequel? Or is this a different movie and this one is actually Superman 2? James Gunn clarified, yes, yes, this is the same movie. Superman has a major role. It is not a Superman 2. And then everybody was like, well, what the fuck? I need everyone to go and watch the animated film. Oh my god, what? Why is it that now is the time that I forget? All Star Superman. Jesus Christ. All Star Superman has this fantastic scene with Lex Luthor where he's being interviewed by Clark Kent, and he begins explaining the reasons why he loves Clark, the reason why he hates Superman, and how he views himself. Where he says that Clark is the stereotypical American, Midwestern country bumpkin that has a really good face, has a really, really solid build, and would be a great catch for any city girl. That he's a fantastic writer, that he's exemplary in his position as a reporter for the Daily Bugle, but for the Daily Bugle, for the Daily Planet, good God. But at the exact same time, he admonishes Clark for not being sure of himself, being a little bit of a coward, and also being a kind of like the bumbling idiot, essentially. However, when he begins talking about Superman, he admonishes Superman. He's like, everything that's great about Clark is thrown away because of Superman's existence. You'll never be as strong as him. You'll never be as fast as him. You'll never be as smart as him. You'll never be able to fly. Everything that Superman is diminishes us as human beings because we will never be able to attain what it is that Superman represents. Then he begins talking about himself, where he begins low key comparing himself to Clark in a way. Well, not even really in a way. He directly compares himself to Clark, where he says that, I'm a genius and I've built this fantastic robot that can recite poetry and can store all of human knowledge upon it. And all you have to do is ask. These muscles that I currently have are from me working out, and they're a representation of hard work and human grit. And this mentality that I have is perfectly honed to push me in the direction to obtain what it is that I want to obtain, because Lex Luthor sees himself as what humanity should strive to be. They should strive to be strong. They should strive to be intelligent. They should strive to be always looking forward to create these wondrous machines that push the envelope of what it means to be human and what humans can achieve on their own through genuine hard work. Once again, it's condescending coming from Lex because he is elevating himself in the story while diminishing the man that Clark is without acknowledging that he himself has flaws. He points out Clark's flaws, but in regards to himself, he does not have any flaws because he sees himself as the perfect man. He sees himself as the man of tomorrow, the man that humanity should aspire to be. And his hatred of Clark comes from the idea that because we are striving to be Superman, because we are striving to be better because of Superman, we will never be able to attain what it is that he wants us to achieve because he's an alien, because his chemistry is completely different, because he doesn't have to work to be strong, because he doesn't have to really work that hard to be intelligent. All of these gifts were essentially given to him, whereas Lex is somebody who has honed his gifts and pushed himself forward to be the best of his species. What James Gunn is basically saying is Man of Tomorrow is going to be a Lex Luthor movie. And I am 100% for that. A Lex Luthor movie where he probably finds, let's say, a Brainiac, or he finds something that will give him powers. Or if not give him powers, give him the ability to push the to push the envelope in regards to his own humanity, to elevate himself and humanity on a level that is comparable to that of Superman. It's a journey, I feel like, for Lex, because the Superman film really does a good job of showing just how much of a hater Lex is. He absolutely despises Superman, every single thing that he represents, and he has made it his singular focus, his singular goal to essentially destroy Clark and destroy what it actually means for us to look up to someone like Superman. So for Lex, if this film has him finding Brainiac, if this film has him finding something in regards to tech, we see the picture. I don't think we have the picture here. Does this? No, this doesn't have the. This doesn't have the picture that that James Gunn was using. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Let's see if I can find it, because he dropped the picture of Superman and Lex, and the vibe that you get from the picture is completely different. Where we see Lex inside of his power armor and Superman is standing next to Lex with essentially a screwdriver. Funny enough, I didn't even realize that this is actually commissioned work. Like, it's from Jim Lee, but it's commissioned work to be designed the way in which Superman looks in the Superman film that just came out this year. And I'm assuming that Lex's power armor is going to basically look exactly like this. And it also has a green energy coming off of it, so I'm assuming that that is kryptonite to give him the edge while he's fighting Superman. But whatever the main villain of this is, because of course Lex could be something along the lines of a secondary antagonist, whereas there's actually a primary antagonist. I feel as though at the end of this film, him and Superman are going to end up coming to some level of an understanding between each other. I don't know whether or not it's going to be taking the approach of All-Star Superman, where he realizes towards the end, when he's basically on death row, that he's basically wasted his talents chasing after Superman this entire time, or whether or not it's going to be some other direction or some other approach in regards to the characters coexisting going forward, where Lex has a better understanding of Superman, but then going forward he doesn't hate him as much. He's not his singular focus. But at the exact same time, it's like, I don't hate you to the degree that I think about you every single day, but I still dislike you, but I tolerate you as long as you're like over there. But for the most part, we'll see. He said that the script is done, which is crazy work. Crazy work. Because if you remember Man of Steel and the fact that we were supposed to get Man of Steel 2, and then Man of Steel 2 got canned, and then instead another year was tacked onto it, and we were given Batman versus Superman, that was a mess. So the fact that we've already got the sequel to Superman, that script is already done. That 100% has me super fucking excited for the continuation of the DCU. And I think we got a, hold on, I could have sworn we got a, I could have sworn we got a thing that gave us what all the upcoming projects were for the DCU. Damn, I lost it. Hold on. I'm gonna find it. There we go. So we've got Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. We've got Clayface. Batman 2 is not a part of the DCU. It's its own universe. We've got Brave and the Bold. We've got a Teen Titans film. We've got a Wonder Woman film. Swamp Thing, The Authority, Dynamic Duo, Lanterns, which is dropping next year. Waller is still a film that's coming out. And Blue Beetle is going to be readjusted to be a part of the DCU. A Booster Gold project, My Adventures with the Green Lantern, DC Superpowers. This is all on the animated side, and the animated stuff is connected to the DCU proper. Paradise Lost, which is the Wonder Woman story that happens on Themyscira. And that's basically it. Those are all the projects that we're supposed to be getting. But let me know what you guys think about Man of Tomorrow. The fact that it is a Superman sequel that doesn't focus on Superman, but really feels as though it's going to be focusing on Lex Luthor. So comment down below. Let me know, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace. I promise I'll be around a little bit more.